Welcome to the Secrets to Mindful Health, where we explore the hidden truths of wellness in all its forms. From physical and mental health to spirituality, join me, your host, Beth Warren, at Nourished by Beth on Instagram and TikTok, registered dietitian for over a decade, and single mom of 6, as I share my personal journey overcoming challenges towards self-love and wellness. Together with my guests, we will inspire and motivate you to prioritize your well-being and create a life of balance and fulfillment. Let's embark on a transformative journey towards a healthier, happier you. I'm glad you're here. In this episode, we unlock the secrets behind the transformative power of food, travel, and the essence of life with Naomi Nachman. You will discover how these elements intertwine to shape our well being and bring meaning to the lives of fascinating individuals. We'll explore the profound impact of food and travel on the journey to mindful health and meaningful experiences. Naomi Nachman is a 2-time cookbook author of Perfect for Pesach and Perfect Flavors. She is a well known food and travel blogger where she's traveled to 37 countries and 48 places in the United States. Media personality and brand ambassador. She also was the original, I'm adding that, and host of Chopped competitions, kosher ones, and cooking demonstrations. And she's the host of Sunny Side Up show on kosher.com. And she's my amazing friend. Welcome.
That's number
Naomi.
one.
I know, I should have started like that. Naomi Nachman, my friend.
Hi,
That's what you
Beth
should be.
Warren, my friend.
So I'm so excited to have you on because you've also evolved since we've gotten together in the media world. I feel like you've exploded in a whole new world that makes so much sense for you, the travel world.
Yeah. Well, I first met you, Beth. You reached out to me when I had my own radio show for Nachum Siegel, which I did for about 10 years. So good luck with your podcast. I hope you get to do 10
Thank
years.
you.
It's a lot of fun. You get
It
to
was
meet great
amazing,
people.
your show.
And when you were doing your first cookbook, your first book,
Yeah,
and then we
2014.
became instant
So we've known each
besties.
other 10 years, FYI.
Really? It's 10 years? That's insane. That's insane. Yeah. Yeah. So I've really I always trying to not one up myself, but just evolve. That's a better word. Evolve, because you start something, then everybody else copies, which is great because, Hashem makes the parnas and you open up the gates of an idea and then people just do it, which is great. But what's next? What's next? What's next? So I'm always doing what's next. So right now for me, next is travel blogging. My kids are getting bigger. I don't have 5, 6, 7, 8 little kids at home, I just have one teenager left who's living at home still, and we've had the opportunity to really branch out on top of already the cooking demos, the chop competitions, the brand ambassadorship, kosher.com. So I'm still doing all that,
right?
But I get to add travel into that, and I really I have to say, I don't know any other. I might be one of the only 50-year-old kosher from bloggers out there. I don't know anyone else that's doing it. That's my age.
Also traveling, you're saying?
No, just even in general. What other kosher from bloggers 50 plus?
No, and you've
54.
been always but you've been always consistent in that. You've always sort of led the charge, I feel.
Right. And I'm happy to still be doing it, and people tune in, and I have different agendas than, people who were 30 and woke up and said, let me be an influencer. I didn't start off that way. There was no influencer. Even when you and I started around, all those 10 years ago, we didn't set out to be influencers,
Right.
But, it's great. We're running with it, and we get to be at the forefront of a lot of it, which is really amazing. And the travel's just been incredible. I think
have you always had that part inside you?
I think
your accent, you're not from here, so you've
right. So I'm Australian, and I think in general, because Australia is so far removed from the rest of the world, we love to travel. Aussies love to travel. Wherever you go around the world, you hear Israeli and Australian accents. Sue and I were in Santorini last year in Greece, and all we could hear around us was Aussies and Israelis.
Wow.
It's a big, but I love to travel. And, during Corona, when things were, after lockdown was kind of the first initial lockdown when they were opening things up slowly, we traveled. You said 48 places, it's 48 states. So we went to 30 states in the last couple of years.
Wow.
We weren't really going overseas due to the pandemic restrictions. So we decided to explore this beautiful country. It's called America the Beautiful for a reason. And we have 2 states left, but We have other opportunities overseas.
Wait, which states?
Oregon and Idaho.
Ah,
I have the
the
beautiful.
potato. Idaho potato. That's all I know. Oh, wow. Speaking of potatoes, though, and food with travel, I would love to understand. Like, I mean, well, when you and I are always together, we are either traveling or eating food. So, or both. So I wonder, I already am feeling, I want to feel what you're going to say about how it's been trying all different food and traveling. I mean, first of all, you are kosher, so you're already limited, but you still show so many experiences of either figuring it out like in Iceland on your own, how to eat kosher and the fish to get and whatever it is, or even finding kosher restaurants. So still getting the ethnic cuisine of the places. So I'd love to hear more of that.
Right, so let's take more recent travels, like just say Spain. So, you know, there's a great app called Kosher GPS put out by Yitzi Katz. It's fabulous. I turn it on and it tells me whatever shul, it actually does shuls, mikvahs, and restaurants in the area, and that has been a godsend. I've used it in Paris, Johannesburg, Sydney. Just doesn't work for Israel, so that's been great. But what I do is, knowing that there's a kosher restaurant in, say, Barcelona, you know, we sat down at dinner, and this was literally a month ago, and we went straight to see if there was a tapas menu, because tapas is very Spanish. I want to eat the local cuisine,
Right. I
but
get it.
kosher version. So a lot of, like in Thailand, when I went to Thailand on Miriam Schreiber's Legacy Tour, shout out to Miriam. So I went ahead before the tour started to bring some stuff for Miriam, and we went to the Chabad restaurant, which was amazing. And they had an Israeli menu, an American menu, and an authentic Thai menu. And the food was amazing.
Wow.
So, yeah, and then I had a great experience. We're in Barcelona now. They actually say Barcelona.
Yes, yes. So
In Barcelona,
has that
they actually had a restaurant, a Michelin star restaurant that became kosher for a night. They do it once a month.
No way.
Yeah, and it was the night that we were there under Chabad. It was fish though. It was 8 fish courses or vegetables.
I love fish though.
Yeah, it was great. My husband does not love fish as much as me, but it was definitely a fun experience. And we had our 16-year-old with us. I'm like, you're probably one of the only teenagers in the world that's eating in a Michelin star restaurant. So she's like,
Barcelona.
in Barcelona.
In Barcelona. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
So and then, you know, when there's no Michelin star restaurants or Israeli schnitzel place or falafel stand, right? Which you find in so many far-reaching places. You'll find, you know, in South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, you've got a great schnitzel restaurant, an Israeli restaurant. But when there isn't, it's the Betty Crocker. Geffen noodle soups. And if you plan ahead,
let's go through that list. What kitchen equipment and what foods?
Okay, so we went to,
that's even good for people who might not either want to stop for food or be in parts of countries where they can't stop for food.
So I did Iceland now with Gaia and Libor Tours. Fabulous. They had catering by Gaia. It was through the roof, amazing. Amazing, amazing. I work on a riverboat cruise. We have amazing, amazing food. But when you go to Iceland, like ourselves, Morty Siegel 2 years ago, shout out to Morty, made us an itinerary. It was an app, and he made it for us. When you land, you pick up the car here, and you go here, and you go here, and you go here. Right. Everything's all done. The tickets are attached. So we brought with us the Betty Crocker. I made meat sauce, like spaghetti bolognese. The recipe's in my cookbook. The meat sauce, froze it, wrapped it in foil, put it in one of those, 24-hour freezer bags with an ice pack, and other frozen things that I took with us. And we did the same thing with Ireland as well when we went to Ireland. And that way we had a hot meal, because sometimes at the end of the day of touring you want a hot meal. Yeah. So I took Tuscanini gnocchi, which I didn't cook, and I threw it in with a meat sauce inside the Betty Crocker. I have a vleesje and a milk Betty Crocker. And I did that in Ireland, and I did it in Iceland. And it was amazing. I fried schnitzel in it. Like, I took already frozen schnitzel, and I breaded it up already. And you can go to a local supermarket, and you will find kosher oil in so many crazy parts of the world. Extra virgin olive oil is always kosher.
That's so funny that, we all have these things that we find anywhere kosher. So yours is oil.
It's right. So I could fry some schnitzel or grill some schnitzel in the Betty Crocker or some Pam. Like, it's really amazing. And I've taken pasta sauces, frozen them, like shakshuka sauce, freeze the shakshuka sauce. Actually, Osem makes a shakshuka sauce in a little tiny packet. Freeze it, wrap it tightly because of condensation in case it pieces the foil thing you don't want to mess. Freeze it, put it in the plane like you do, with a wrapping it up. And then the next morning, or you put in the fridge when you get to your hotel room, always call ahead, make sure there's a fridge. And quite often that if there's not, they'll store it for you. And I find hotels are into customer service, they'll store it for you. And next morning, I was literally making shakshuka and I bought eggs at the local store. Like, we eat really well when we travel. There's no, and sometimes you don't want it, or tours are expensive. Not everyone can afford a tour. I've been blessed that I've been able to work on tours, but otherwise we tour ourselves.
Right. And you basically, it sounds like you just sort of get a knack for it as you go and you be resourceful with the basics.
Yeah. And in the middle of Montana, they had tons of kosher food at the supermarket. Like, I had no idea.
Right. That's so cool. And what has been like your favorite part about traveling? Because you see, you mentioned you still do everything you're doing for work, and then you're also like literally out of the country all the time. I mean, I've been with you, so that's the funny thing. If there's 24-hour energy in a definition of a dictionary, it's Naomi Nachman. I really like Hashem. God should always bless you with that level of energy. I always tell people when they reference, let's say they reference me and all I do, I say, yeah, but I have a down mode. I need to like shut off at 8:30. Like I can't. Right. And then I said, I know maybe two people in my life, one who is disingenuous, so I don't believe it. You are like the only person I know in my life that can have 24-hour energy, but like consistently.
It's a problem for others around me.
Yeah, I know. I've been with your family too. I love
it. They're like, Mum, slow it down. I have this, like some people are musical and some people are good at math and, so my gift that Hashem gave me was very high energy. I can literally survive on very few hours sleep. If it happens a few nights in a row, then I do like feel like I need a nap or something. Yeah. But that's what Shabbos is for, any case. I'll sleep
once a week.
Yeah, I love, and if I sleep Shabbos afternoon or I sleep too much Friday night, I can't sleep Saturday night. I've literally watched the sunrise. My body is just It's very high energy. I can't help it.
But I think it's also because you really fill your life with passionate things.
Yeah. Like when we were on this Iceland tour last week, we came back at like 6:00. Early Shabbos was at 9:00. And everyone's back at the hotel and they're like, doing their thing. And I'm like, that means there's 3 hours to Shabbos. I don't want to do nothing. I need to get out. And I literally by myself went on a walk about 20 minutes to the Perlon Museum and I went to a museum. Like there's no sitting still. It's not in my wiring, my DNA.
I think because you get excited about things.
Yeah, life has so much to offer. Like, why would you want a nap or take a rest? Go.
How do you work your agenda? Like, does that feel overwhelming? Like, let's say people want to travel, but they have a job and they have this.
I'm lucky. I'm my own boss. Right? And my husband's been, he's got a job in an office. But he does have a lot of flexibility with being able to work from abroad. He's a very hard worker and he works a lot.
So you're able to like shift and adjust because even when you get bookings, and is it hard to manage a schedule like that?
So I'm very good at time management. Very good. It's like, I know because, when people are late, it freaks me out.
Yeah.
I know.
But you're very, you're very into your commitments, like meaning you really hold a commitment too.
Yeah, so I'm very regimented. I'm very, very disciplined. Very disciplined. Yeah. Like, you can't be your own boss and not be regimented and disciplined. You can't. You have to just be focused, eyes on the prize. Right. And I work really hard. Like there's no, I think it shows through my Instagram. Yes. Like I'm a really busy person. I get a lot done. When I have not a lot to do, like this week was a quiet week. I found this also last year. Someone called it the Ben Azmanim, in the 9 days is you can't do a lot.
Yeah.
I go a little crazy. I can't get a lot done. I don't remember things. But when I have a lot to do, I get a lot done. If you need something done, you ask a busy person.
Yes. I say the same thing.
And I never forget to daven, ever.
Oh, that's so beautiful. So you pray every day.
Not too busy for Hashem. He's number one.
Oh, love that.
I never miss break. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. It was, but the grab and go and busy. So I wonder what like your travel bag looks like. Like, do you have just like a toiletry bag already like
I could show it
ready?
to you. I could
Yeah,
show it
I want
right there.
to see.
So
But
so
what's in it?
it's packed. So I have two. I have like a makeup tub, like the toiletry thing. So I actually got it from my friend Melinda Strauss. She had this really cool one. We went on a trip together. I'm like, I need that. So
Mm.
what I do is it's got my makeup, it's got my nail clippers, it's got my band-aid, it's got my Vaseline, everything that you need to take care of your person,
Yeah.
right? Like your personal hygiene and just all that kind of stuff is in one bag.
Mm.
Okay.
Ready.
Motrin, sleeping pill, like Tylenol PM is my sleeping pill.
Right.
Because I really have a hard time falling asleep. Sometimes I need a little sleeping pill, like a
Yeah.
Tylenol PM.
The 24-hour energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it.
So that goes in my suitcase. Now I have my silver travel knapsack, which is like a little bit famous because I love silver, which everyone knows. I'm wearing my silver shoes now. I love silver. I love gold jewelry, but I have diamonds. But I love silver shoes and accessories and all that type of silver travel knapsack. My old one broke, so I got myself a new one, which has been amazing. It's really held up nicely. And inside that is the same kind of toiletry bag, but in goes my new mini iPad that I'm using this to do this with you. I have Bose headphones. I don't do AirPods because I have little ears. So I was once on a plane, I had AirPods on, and they're expensive. And I went like this, and the AirPod went flying out of my ear across the plane. Goodbye, $200.
Aye.
So I have got myself Bose headphones. They're wireless, just amazing. And they have every kind of charger scenario possible. A backup battery, all the different cords and wires and electric box for all different countries. That goes in one of those toiletry bags in my knapsack. And then goes my pocket siddur, my Tehillim list, a small toiletry bag for what you would need on a plane. Now, because I travel a lot and sometimes I have layovers, I go to the Delta Lounge or the American Express Lounge. You can have a shower there. I don't know if you guys know this.
Oh.
It's amazing. So I keep in this little bag a little deodorant, this big travel size. Things that I would need. I also like hoard. You know what? If you ever travel and they give you like a little toothbrush and toothpaste and eye mask and earplug.
Yeah, I'm the biggest hoarder.
Yeah, so I hoard all of those, and I have one in my travel knapsack as well. So that is my on the go, a book I'm reading or my computer. And my iPad's always loaded up with stuff and my iPhone. So that's my travel to go.
You have to make reels of each of those categories.
So I've done it on I've done it on Instagram stories. I hope
like
whoever's
a reel
listening,
of like packing your bag and then it's sped up.
No, I should do that.
Because there's so many go-tos. Like I'm like pinky of your travel, but I've been doing it more, and I also have certain bags now set up for different things. It makes it just really easy and convenient. You don't forget anything. But I personally have to shift the bags based on where I'm going. Like I'll look in it again and just be like, what do I need to fix here? Do you wear glasses? Because I need contacts.
So I actually, at the ripe old age of 54, the only glass I really need is sunglasses, which is really a blessing. I can't hear for squat, but I can see really well. But I have just started to need glasses to drive at night. So if I know I'm going to be driving, I take my glasses.
Gotcha. So let's go back to the food aspect of it because you have so much knowledge in that area too. Like when it comes to people's meals, like so now, but we could coordinate it with travel. Like you came home from your trip and you have 3 hours to prepare dinner. So a lot of what you said, it becomes very natural. Like, oh, you travel, you grab the eggs from the store, you grab the oil, this. But so many people just don't know what to grab. So either in context of even just going home and what do you just throw together? Like how do people just make quick meals instead of just snacking on their kids' noodles?
Oh yeah, so I'm not a snacker, so I like proper food, like a proper meal. I would say like a go-to dinner for us in our house, and I always have it in my freezer, is broccoli, and then I have slices of salmon. And what I do is I buy a big thing. It's usually more economical when you buy a side, cut it down into like 6-ounce slices, put them in sandwich bags, squeeze out there, and freeze them. So you've got it pretty fast. Also, salmon can microwave really fast.
Oh, I never even tried a microwave.
Yeah. So you take a piece of salmon, put on a microwavable plate with some parchment paper, mix sweet chili sauce and mayo, and maybe and then just a bit of salt, and then microwave that for about 5 minutes. And
would you ever put it on a tray with the broccoli? Would you even just do like a one sheet?
So I do. So that's my. So I'm just saying that would be if you want to do a nuked salmon. Right. But what I would do then also is I grab a few. Just say it's me, my husband, and my daughter Leora. And I would take out 3 slices of salmon, a thing of broccoli, salt, olive oil, whatever spices I want, and throw that in the oven. Dinner time. Like, we're really happy to eat.
I think what one major takeaway of that is things were in the freezer.
Yeah, people are afraid of the freezer, but I'm not eating leftovers. I'm eating prepared food. Like, the broccoli comes frozen because it's the checked one, and I'm obsessed with a new company called Bee Leaves. The cauliflower and the broccoli look like whole pieces, like not like mushed up.
Right. Yeah.
They look gorgeous. So 100%. I'm a big fan of this.
Yeah, because people are. It's not even only afraid. Sometimes they don't think that they can just stock up on frozen vegetables and frozen.
Yeah, it's good. By the way, I'm like trying to be more healthy this summer, so I made a commitment to drink 2 quart containers of water, which is about a lot for me.
So those watching us on YouTube, Naomi just drank water.
I just drank water from a quart container, and I put in the quart container because that way I know how much I'm drinking.
I also manipulate things with the type of cup I'm using too. I love to use cups, but the fact that you're measuring it's even better.
I'm measuring because I don't drink enough.
How do you work that all into like all your travels? I mean, we talked about sleep a little bit and that you happen to not really need it, or you make sure to take something like a little 10 p.m. just to get some shut-eye. But what about when it comes to like healthy habits when you're traveling? Well, you do a lot of walking.
Walking is a lot, and wear sneakers, and keep it simple. I've actually got ballet flats, Sam Edelman ballet flats, which I wear to death. I keep them in my travel bag. And that's always...
that's another thing that you keep.
Yeah. I always buy, everyone who knows this about me, I'm sure you do, what's my favorite vegetable, fruit, whatever you call it? What do I always eat? And I even grow it.
I don't even know.
Tomatoes.
You have a thing. Oh, I know you always say that, but I know you have a thing with avocados when they're brown. But I don't.
Yeah, no. That's my hate, but my love is tomatoes. So I'll go to the store and I'll buy wherever we are, except it's hard in Israel because you need a tuzah for tomatoes because of shita or surah masa. But like I'll buy like a ton of cherry tomatoes and I'll just literally snack on that. I also love going to random Walmarts in the middle of America. Like I'm in the middle of Utah and find these awesome kosher products that we don't even have at Gourmet Glatt sometimes.
Right.
Or, there's this tomatillo avocado salsa spread. I'm like, oh my God, I love this.
Right.
Why don't we have that?
I know, but not even that. You see a lot of what comes across from you is like, first of all, you stop for food, meaning you go to a store or you go shopping. You see, I think I used to be when I was like in a different stage of my life, like you don't want to waste time going to a Walmart. You don't want to like, oh, you're fine. Like you're not fine. Go stop and pick up some products and get some food.
Yeah, you can buy cottage cheese.
Mm-hmm.
You can't buy yellow cheese. Is hard to get with a house in the middle of nowhere, but cottage cheese you can always get. Like crackers. Like we've always been into like salads. You can buy wishbone Italian dressing with it. You just about anywhere in the country. You'd be surprised.
So I think it also comes down to like what we said earlier about just being basic and simple and not picky. Like, oh no, but I can't eat cottage cheese. So okay, but those people are gonna have a little bit of a problem, like you have to be open.
Or take with you what you do like. Load up on that. That's really, really important. They got it. Yeah. You can't travel cranky.
I can't be cranky anytime.
Cranky is not in my thing. You cannot be cranky. You need to eat, especially when traveling with kids. It's a note. I used to travel to Australia. I still travel with I still travel to Australia. I'm actually going next week to see my parents. But it's so important when you travel with kids, take elbow noodles in a Ziploc bag on the plane with you. They don't spoil. I once got on the plane with my girls where
Oh, with
I
the
think
noodles in a bag.
I think
Yes.
4, 6, and 8. Was going to Sydney for my cousin's wedding. I mean, they're now like, you know, the 8-year-old's now 30.
Yeah.
And I remember like getting on the plane at JFK, pulling back from the gate, a massive rainstorm came down, and we sat for 6 hours on the tarmac. This is before we were going to Australia. Like, we still had to get to Sydney. So then we had to fly to LA, and you know what? Because I had the noodles with me, I fed my kids, and they slept. And then they slept on the plane, on the tarmac, up in the air. I woke them. They woke up when we had to get off the plane, and they put us up overnight because we'd be stuck back to Sydney.
Wow.
And because I was well prepared with food and snacks, and it was before the age of the smartphone. We're talking, I don't know, 22 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, just travel smart. It really helps it.
Yeah, I always tell people to bring food with them, even for themselves, like as moms or adults. Like I still take a packaged salad that's very well kept, and I literally eat on the plane. And again, some people are just like, no, I'm fine, or I'll wait till I get there. Like there's no
Don't,
waiting.
especially with traveling, whether if it's a car, a boat, or a plane. Traveling is just stressful, and it's not in your control.
Yeah.
You don't live in a vacuum, you know. So, you know, even like Heaven and Earth, it's a brand that they have tuna with pasta in a can.
Yep. Right. Have these items on you just in case.
Yeah, just throw it in one of your and it can go through security. So throw that travel bag if you're expecting something big. Yeah, I just had a huge delay in Barcelona from Barcelona to Israel. We got put up overnight. It was 4 or 5 hours on the ground, and then 2 hours to a hotel, and then back, and whatever. We didn't know what, but thank God we had some good stuff with us. So
yeah, that's awesome. All right, well, I feel well more prepared when it comes to food and travel after this talk. What can we leave our listeners with, like, with this conversation? What kind of message do you want to send?
Just be happy, travel, taste the world one bite at a time. That's my motto in life. And really, just if you are traveling, if you are preparing food for your family, just include them in everything. Your travel plans, what they want to eat when they travel, or your menu plans. You know, my kid's picky eater, you know. So when you sit down Sunday night or Sunday morning, guys, what shall we make for dinner this week? You know, they feel that they have ownership in the menu and the food that you will serve them. Then they'll take ownership to wanting to try it. And that's something that, you know.
It's an easy tip.
Cohesive.
Okay, how can we follow you? How can we,
Naomi Nachman on Instagram. I started with my own name because I didn't realize Instagram was going to be what it is.
Yeah, but it works. Naomi Nachman, one word.
Naomi Nachman. I'm Naomi Nachman on Facebook, but there's two. I got hacked. So the Naomi Nachman that lives Hawaii is my old account, which got after 15 years someone broke in. So upsetting. Sadly, I don't live in Hawaii, but I love Woodmere. The one that lives in Woodmere, that's me, the current me. And just on kosher.com, you can find me watching my videos. I have 300 episodes of Table for Two on the Nachum Segal Network.
They're great listens. They really are.
Including quite a few with Beth.
Yeah.
You can email me. Easy to find. Google me. And I'm working on a brand new website.
Oh, that's exciting.
Darby's making a new website. So I'm going to have all my recipes will be in one place, because some are on Instagram and some are in a magazine and some are here and some are.
And you have so much to show everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. Well, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I was dying like, Beth, when am I coming on your podcast?
No, but we did it. We pulled it up.
Okay, we did it. Okay, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Don't forget to hit subscribe or follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Nourished by Beth, or listen on Spotify at the Secrets to Mindful Health podcast.